Hi Aquarius, it's Michelle from The Guided Intuitive. How are you? Welcome to my channel. I am here to do a spread for you for the month of October 2018. And this will be for all Aquarius sun, moon, and rising signs. So if you do not know what your moon, rising, sun sign, or in fact even your Venus sign is, please be sure to check the description box below and plug in your information, and it will kick out your astrological kind of whole diagram, whole layout for yourself. And it's very informative. If you can really get to know that yourself, it's extremely helpful. But I would suggest, now I did say I did want to add Venus in with this because it might resonate with Venus as well. So guys, please be sure to check out those other videos as they do come out, because if this is your sun sign for Aquarius, and perhaps your moon, your rising, and your Venus are in other signs, check those out because it might have a little gem of information that might really, really help you. So that's what I want you guys to know, okay? So thank you for all your likes, subscribes, and shares, and all of your comments, you guys. Keep them coming, okay? Keep them coming because it really, really helps a lot and helps me get the pulse of what's happening with you guys and how we can actually move forward even better. So I do appreciate that so much. So what do we have in store for Aquarius for the month of October 2018? What does Aquarius need to know, okay? What insights are going to be very, very important to bring them to their higher selves? So what does our Aquarians need to be aware of? So what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down and we'll get started. Okay. So this should help there. Okay, very, very good. So I'm going to go ahead and do a different format, you guys, this time. What I'm going to do is focus on the past, what's happening currently with you guys right now, what it is that you want, and then, of course, what you need to focus on and what you need to avoid. Okay, so that's what this is saying. So at the bottom of the deck, we get she loves. Oh, does she? So this is saying she loves. So when I get this card, this is a, what is it, 61 card. Okay, so it actually is a 7 card, so that gives me a pretty good idea. That's actually, it's pretty lucky. So it might be that you guys might get a little lucky in love, okay? But what this really talks about to me is, you know, someone that is actually focusing on love at this time, or you know, in terms of having a relationship of some sort. So this is kind of how I see. And what I love about this is that there's no apologies for this. It's all about, you know, hey, she loves. So it's really just focusing on, you know, just basically saying that, hey, you know, this is someone that is now expressing what it is that she wants. And what I like about this too is that you are capable, Aquarius, and you're very worthy. And what I guess what this is saying is that you can you know, it's talking about, you know, forgiveness. Now, it could be a love situation too, where you might have to forgive someone. And it's saying forgiveness is here for you. And this is asking, can you accept that? Can you bring that into your fold right now, considering? And you guys know how that is and how that resonates based on what has brought you here today to the channel. So forgiveness for your own self. Maybe it's some lessons that you've learned, or maybe for the times, you know, like I said, the lessons you've learned for the times you've messed up, or that you didn't love, that you perhaps forgot to trust, and you tried to take over and decided against surrender. Because what this is saying is that forgiveness is here for you now, for the times that you couldn't forgive another, even if you really tried and you really wanted to. But she loves is basically saying that she's here for you now. So just open your heart to, you know, your source. Open your heart to the universe, and allow forgiveness to work through you, and let the universe fill your heart. You are free. This brings a message from the divine that you are forgiven on whatever situation it is there. And you're worthy of forgiveness, Aquarius. You're capable of all that spiritual generosity and forgiving others. If there's a person that you cannot forgive, you are really just not forgiving yourself, okay? perhaps for being vulnerable or just not knowing better or for not listening to your own intuition. So it's time to let that go and allow the forgiveness and know that the divine has forgiveness for you, and let it fill your heart, because you are free now. You just need to realize it. So that's what this wants you to know, okay? So that's the underlying energy there. So what is it that we have that's in your past situation? We've got acceptance and intimacy. This is interesting. We're getting this card a lot. I got to tell you, I got this for Taurus, and I also got this for Sagittarius. You guys might be dealing with a Taurus or a Sagittarius here. But it's talking about, acceptance. And the acceptance here in the 55 card, it brings it into a 10, which is a new beginning. So the acceptance to me is basically saying that, hey, are you accepting yourself, number one? And maybe you're being asked to be of service for the greater good, and maybe and created something that you want to contribute towards the healing of the world, and that your offer has been definitely accepted by the divine. And know this and be at peace. This brings a message that you are completely received and accepted by the divine. Now, you could be accepting a proposal from someone as well. So just keep that in mind, that you might be accepting that and someone is expressing their love to you. This is, my dear Aquarians, quite beautiful. This is a message to you. Maybe you've made an offering, a prayer, a sacrifice, or someone has done that to you. And, this is basically saying that that the offer is joyful and it's being transformed into seeds of how this can best be. The next step is about to begin. So, this is saying to really, the divine is, you see how the divine is actually looking on in seeing this and kind of looking over and saying, yes, this is something that's going to be beautiful. Whatever it is, this is basically saying that. So if it is in reference to someone, now the past could be, this, even though this is in a past situation, remember, energies are fluid. Your past can be your current, and this could not, this could very well might not even come to fruition yet. Sometimes it cannot play out even from a year from now. It happens sometimes. I've even found that in my own personal reads that I get from others, that is very much the case, that it can come down the line, and I don't know. So just, keep that in mind and just listen to the video, maybe once every month to kind of see where you're at. And this actually is really, really helpful. I do that on some of my own to check back. It's so helpful for me. And it might resonate with you as well. It might help too. But when I see acceptance with intimacy, this tells me that there is, in some situation, either forgiving yourself as it relates to an intimate, intimacy in a relationship or even within you, or forgiving yourself and learning to forgive another, and then you can move on into create more into get into intimacy. I didn't actually think of this as being into love, but I just, whatever seems to come out is coming out. And this is quite beautiful. So, acceptance, accept yourself and accept, maybe an offer that's being also given to you. Or perhaps you're bringing something divine into the world, and the divine sees that, and they're seeing that, and they are deeply happy, they are deeply appreciative, and you are being blessed with that. So it's quite beautiful. So you might be blessed in a relationship, you might be blessed in an endeavor that you've been working on, whatever that is serving the world for the greater good, and that could be forgiving yourself or another. This is saying that it's being well received, and the universe is seeing that. And also, you've got this intimacy card here. So what this talks about to me is basically saying that, hey, that you've recently opened yourself up in new ways. And it could be to a loved one, or it could be to loved ones, but you're sharing yourself with another. And this is saying to do it, because you are definitely ready to be seen. And when you do this intimacy, when you actually open up and become vulnerable, you are, you're ready to be seen and received more than ever before. So if there is there's a relationship where you need to open up and be a little bit more vulnerable, this is saying this is okay to do that. That wants you to do that. So even if this hasn't come to fruition yet, this is saying that might be something you want to consider. Forgiveness, or acceptance of maybe a proposal of some sort. You're going to know best. I'm not telling you to accept it or not. This card is just saying that it's the divine is blessing this. So that, my dear Aquarian, is going to be up to you. And of course, perhaps the person involved, but it's going to be up to you in terms of acceptance. But this is quite beautiful because this is saying to share yourself openly. This wants you to know to, be open to receive everything, expect nothing, but your vulnerability is your way forward in this situation. And you're learning that you have enough strength to truly surrender, and it's going to be okay. You're brave enough to allow yourself to be truly, lived by the divine and through the divine. So it's quite beautiful there. Now, your current situation, you've got fire and ice, and then you have got the blood dance. And this could be quite beautiful here. The fire and ice, this is the fire and ice creates a 10, which means it's a new beginning, right? So this is very, very beautiful. It's a 37 card. So when I see this, this actually talks about that currently you might be feeling some sort of conflict in your life. And this could be internally, Aquarius, or it could be externally, okay, at this time. But what's happening is that you're being initiated through that fire and ice, right? It's hot and cold, hot and cold. This could be a relationship. This could be something that you're dealing with, internally inside. But this is saying what you want to do when you go through things like it's hot and cold and it's like fire and ice. This is saying to stay present, be patient, and wait. There is nothing to fix here, Aquarius, just awareness to step into the divine, and just really continue to let things unfold through you. And that's what the card wants to remind you of, okay? As you master this initiation, you're going to find the sweet nectar of, bliss that is just going to drip within, okay? So this is saying that, that currently there might be some sort of conflict that you feel within or externally. That's a sign of your spiritual growth, Aquarius, okay? Because soon you're going to grow larger than the conflict. But for now, you do not need to engage in it, okay? You simply need to just to be present and allow it to work its way through you until you're strong enough to have outgrown the conflict and then give rise to a clear direction, okay? So it may seem impossible, but it's not, okay? You are an incredible being, Aquarius, and give yourself the chance to realize this and then have that patience. Just note that all is becoming, okay? All is becoming, including you, according to the perfect, divine, timing, okay? So this is just letting you know that on any relationship matter requiring a decision, until you have clarity in your heart, it's a time to wait. There's more yet to be revealed, and only when your heart speaks clearly, then will you do well to act as it feels truthful for you, okay? So that's what this is saying, okay? So only when your heart, can really speak clearly, then you can act, because then it'll come through more truthfully for you. And that's what this card wants to let you know. This is in the current situation. Now, this other card, which is titled the Blood Dance, here is quite beautiful. Now, this actually talks to me about, it's almost as if it's like a confirmation that you are being connected to the divine and, to all that is. So if you're experiencing this phase of maybe being cut off from yourself or from your body or from another, from another person in your life, could be a relationship of some sort, or from the divine, even from your own feelings, a spiritual connection, it could be feel cut off from your intuition. Just be reassured that this is only temporary. It's just a part of the cycle of life, and soon the connection will be with even greater warmth and nourishment, and will welcome you home again with great love. So if you're feeling that you've been journeying in life and you feel that you maybe lost your way or disconnected from someone or something, don't, trouble yourself, okay? Just know that you're never far from the divine, and you'll always be called home, okay? Just remember that, dear soul, okay? So this is really, really important. Now, you might be experiencing this now, you might experience it a little later. Like I said, energies do transcend. And now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on what it is that you want. And what you want is to really drop into your heart and have this sensual awakening. And this is quite beautiful, because the sensual awakening is talking about getting in touch with your sensual side of yourself, the feelings. It could be, taking a walk in nature, getting a massage, just aromatherapy. It could be going for some sort of Reiki session. It could be taking a bath, or just doing things that just feed your sensual part of yourself. And that's what this is talking about. This is what you want. Just to get in touch with your sensual awakening that's happening within you. In that sensual awakening, this is a 64 card, which brings it into a 10, which is this new sensual awakening within you. So you're more in tune to your senses at this time, which is really quite beautiful, guys. It's really beautiful. So that's what this is really talking about. It's just this you have this need to play. It doesn't require an external lover to do this, though this is one way, of course, but it can be expressed through, like I mentioned, the creating art, a massage, time in nature, just feeling the sun on your skin, or the ocean on your body, or water on your body. Just play with what feels good and enjoy the indulgence. And I think that's what this wants you to know. Okay, now dropping into your heart here is really talking to me about, not thinking so much with your head, and dropping into your heart to starting to, get into this intimacy and get into this acceptance, and getting in touch with the divine here. This is that there's a place of light within you, Aquarius, and and it's saying that it can never, inside it can never be made impure. It's never lost, and it's not, unavailable, though we might forget it sometimes. So this is saying drop in your heart and offer yourself to the divine. That's what this wants you to know. Just, it could be, just, gently bowing your forehead, to your hands in prayer. Just connect your mind to your heart and let yourself have some peace, darn it, okay? It wants you to know, okay? It wants you to know that, whatever is bringing your heart trouble at this time, drop into your heart, guys. Drop into your heart and just know the divine would like to receive this, from you as a gift. And that in return, it returns to you some sort of blessing. So just place your hands, at your heart, and in genuine reflection. This is just wanting you to know that you may choose to offer this burden to the divine. And either it's going to be joyfully received by the divine, and you shall be graced with a gift in return. Okay? So sometimes you just need to drop into your heart and get out of your head, get in touch with yourself and your sensual awakening. And that's what this wants you to know. And that's what this wants you to do. This is in the position of what you want. Okay. So, and that's what this is saying. You want a sensual awakening. You want a massage. You want to relax. You want to get out of your head and drop to your heart. And you want to take this burden, whatever it is that is, concerning you, and pass it over to the divine. Know that once you give it to the divine will therefore return it into some sort of blessing. So it's quite beautiful. Now, what we're going to get into is what you need to focus on. And you get the cloak. So what this card talks about is that you are growing spiritually, and that there was a time when you were fearful and you needed to have this cloak on. But what's happening right now is that when you surrender and you get that blessing, when that blessing comes through, this is saying that you no longer need that cloak and you can take it off, because Aquarius, you're strong enough now. You've actually reached that point where you're strong enough now. And this is what this wants you to focus on. The card wants you to focus on taking that cloak off, that you no longer need it because you have up-leveled or leveled up into that next soul step, and that you're strong enough to be able to carry yourself through whatever the situation that is, in your mind right now. Whatever conflict that you're having, that you're putting over to the divine, on. So you are strong enough to work through this, and that's what this wants you to know, okay? So it's quite beautiful. And it's just that you can release forms of security that you once held tightly. And this is saying, you don't have to abandon your boundaries with others. Rather, your boundaries are so functional right now, Aquarius, that you can enter into relationships now with more openness and more trusting. That your boundary will naturally just assert itself when it's necessary. Okay? So this is saying that you don't need to withdraw anymore, okay? If you had to withdraw before from a relationship entirely to figure out what the heck is going on, you can actually right now just trust your boundaries and practice letting them help you, and actively engage in a deeper relationship, because you're going to have fun. You're going to have fun. So you no longer have to exit a relationship because you need to find out what the heck is going on. What you need to do is to trust that your boundaries will naturally assert itself when necessary, and giving you that connection to yourself that you need when you need it, so you don't have to withdraw from a relationship entirely. Isn't that beautiful? This is so beautiful. So this is what it wants you to focus on doing. And then here, this is saying what you want to avoid. So what you want to avoid is the card, and she is the moon. So what this card talks to me about when I see it is that your manifestation, okay, is unfolding in perfect timing. If you feel that something isn't fast enough or happening as quickly, or you're unsure if you're actually really, really ready, this card is saying is that it's going to happen. This card is saying to avoid the worrying. Don't try to force things to make things happen. Don't try to force any insight. This card wants to remind you, just be with what is happening now and form that trust. Because you're moving and growing, Aquarius, and all is well. Because soon you're going to see that for yourself. And just as the moon in this picture grows full and it's revealing, even in the midst of the deepest night, right? So it's going to unfold in perfect timing. So don't force insights, okay? Just trust. This wants you to trust, okay? And you're this wise being right now. And this is saying that the light of the moon has its ebbs and flows, right? The wisdom of patience is not all about waiting for something to happen rather than just getting up and getting it done. The wisdom of patience is that, that gardener, that knows the right timing to promote growth, with the calendar, and planning when there's fertile soil, and then allowing the soil to rest and replenish it when it needs to. You're being asked to check in with your timing, okay? Is now the time for action, or is now the time for rest, okay? Just like the phases of the moon. If you're unsure, that's okay too. Perhaps you're just waiting for more light to reveal the way. And like I said, all things come in time. And as that moon reveals and comes full, it can actually awaken the darkest night. So just know that, dear soul. So what advice can we give you as you go through this process? This, Aquarius, is beautiful. I mean, there's some beautiful things happening. You're dropping into your heart, your boundary. You're being strong enough to take the cloak off And then this is saying to allow divine timing and to trust it to come into place. If you need more information, wait it out. It's quite beautiful. You've got this new beginning too that is taking place, and it could be also intimacy, and you're becoming more vulnerable with yourself and more expressive. But also, when you're vulnerable, you're strong enough to know that you're kind of balancing off that feminine side with the masculine side so much better. That's what the cards are saying. And if you've got a proposal, you have an opportunity that the divine is watching over that. Whether it is a business, whether it's a proposal or something, the divine is shining some light on that. So you're going to know what that means, and saying, get out of your head, drop into your heart, and go get a massage or something like that wakens your sensual being. What other advice can we give for Aquarius for the month of October? Synchronicity. Okay, guys, talk about perfect timing. It's synchronicity, right? This is really beautiful. What is this? Okay, so an 87 card. So, this is beautiful because this is talking about that, sometimes that you have to have faith, okay, about the universe and the order of events. And that's just a great reminder of what we just spoke about when she is the moon here, right? So that's what this is saying. Even when in the midst of hopelessness and uncertainty, there is no such thing as an accident or a coincidence in the universe. And perfect people and perfect opportunities will actually appear for you, Aquarius, miraculously when you least expect it, okay? You can't logically comprehend this, so that's why it says drop into your heart. You can't logically comprehend this, all right? You can't comprehend how your dreams could possibly, come true. You must trust in the magical power of this synchronicity to deliver, what you need. Okay, and that's what this card wants you to know. Okay, it's not your job to know how things will unfold. It's simply your job to believe and know that all is well. The hows, the whens, and the whos, all of that lie in the hands of the divine. But once you surrender to that, right? Once you surrender and do this dance, this fire and ice and this blood dance here, this is saying that you will be shown the next logical step. So have faith that synchronicity will lead you to where you need to be. And that's what this wants you to know. What other advice can we give for this? Don't forget to manifest what it is that you want, you guys, because manifestation is really strong for you right now, okay? So keep that in mind. Definitely manifest, okay? That indicates that that a need to acknowledge the power of your mind and your ability to manifest your desires, and really familiarize yourself with that law of attraction. Because to clarify your wants and needs, because those can actually move forward with yourself, and you've got the opportunity right now as it shows up in your read, because the universe will assist you in making some of those things come true. You're being reminded that successful manifestation requires more than just that wishful thinking. You have to focus on law of attractions and pay attention to any doubts, worries, or fears, and to turn those around. Right? Because it works both ways, right? So surrender to the outcome, ask for what you want, visualize what you want, and detach from the results and focus only on what you want, not what you fear and don't want, okay? And any final advice that we could give for Aquarius? Pride. Don't let pride stand in the way. You are coming to a brand new cycle, right? This is a 10 card, right? Then 1 plus 9 is 10. So this 19 card turns into a 10. And so you're at this new beginning right now, which is quite beautiful. And this is saying, don't let pride stand in the way, okay? That swallow your pride to improve your current situation and your quality of life, and admit when you're wrong, and and in choosing to see another's points of view, whether it's right or wrong, you raise your vibration, which brings you closer to your dreams. The bottom line is that if you want to create a happy, harmonious life, Aquarius, what this is saying to you is that you must let go of your need to be right or in control, okay? So that's what this all wants you to know, okay? Because you open the door for better relationships with others. That stubbornness and pride will get you nowhere, but that humility and that compromise will bring you closer to the realization of your dreams. So what cards what is the final notice that we could give to kind of in this process? I got these cute little cards. What can keep you from stressing less in this process? Breathe thanks. Oh my gosh. Breathe thanks. Oh my gosh. You know who got this? Sagittarius got this too. I don't know if you guys have a Sagittarius in mind, or Sagittarius and Taurus, the reading was a little bit similar. But this wants you to close your eyes and concentrate on your breathing and to breathe normally. And then Aquarius, when you reach the point, a normal pace of breathing, every time that you breathe out, breathe, or when you breathe in, whisper the words thank you. And do this for a while. And if you feel good, you can also have to, add in the things that you're grateful for. So breathe in and then, and say thank you, or breathe in and breathe out and say thank you. Just every time you breathe in or out there, just, say thank you, because that gratefulness will actually attach yourself to the present moment. And when you feel that you're in this moment, stress reactions will actually diminish. So gratefulness will really help us attach ourselves to the present moment, and then reduce the stress. And that will be really important for you. So that's what this wants you to know. So breathe in thanks, breathe out thanks, okay? And so with that, I will thank you, my dear souls. I look forward to seeing you in the month of November. And until then, namaste.